Hey everyone, today we're doing a quick non-spoiler review of Fall of the House of X #1 from Marvel Comics. It came out today at the time of this recording. This is part of the big Fall of X event, but now we're entering this kind of endgame stage where we've got this title as well as Rise of the Powers of 10, which I think is supposed to start next week, that are kind of like the bookends to the whole Krakoan era. We obviously had it all start with House of X and Powers of 10, so this is like playing on the same title to wrap up the entire Krakoan era in this big climactic conclusion. So far in Fall of X, we've had a big story about the X-Men kind of at their lowest after being at their highest, right? Everything was taken from them, the Krakoan era, with resurrection of mutants, terraforming Mars and everything. It's all been brought down now, and this is the big conclusion. So I think this side of the story is really going to be telling how the mutants fight back against Orchis, this organization that's brought them down and killed so many mutants, sent them to the White Hot Room, and they've really been expelled from their big status that they were at before. And I like this issue a lot, honestly. I'm not sure how other people are going to feel about it, though. I'm honestly curious to hear what you guys are thinking of it down in the comments if you've already read this. I thought the artwork was good enough, nothing like to write home about. It was like decent for what it needs to do, and I thought it did pretty well for like an event type comic like this, but definitely not quite as good as Pepe Larraz's artwork on the original House of X series. I think he couldn't be on it because he's doing that Blood Hunt event for Marvel later this year, so unfortunately I guess he couldn't come back. I know we're getting RB Silva back on Rise of the Powers of 10 though, so that'll be exciting. But yeah, artwork was pretty passable. I did really like the writing by Jerry Duggan though. It's a completely different creative team than the original series because Jonathan Hickman obviously left the whole X-Men line a long time ago, and it's kind of unclear whether he would have actually wanted the Krakoan era to go as long as it has been. I think Marvel's definitely sucked a lot of the milk out of this whole era, I guess, that they could have. It's kind of a weird terminology to use, but they've kept it going for a while, and I think it's about time to wrap it up. But based on this issue, I think they're going to do it in a really fun way. This was not at all like the original House of X series. It's definitely a little bit less of like a revolutionary comic, if you get what I'm saying, because that was such a big deal when it came out, and it really introduced so many new ideas. I'd say this is more of just a classic Marvel event, and I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. I'm not sure whether everyone is going to be, which is why I said that I'm not sure how everybody's going to feel about this. I've seen some kind of mixed reviews so far, actually. But I thought this did a really good job setting up these final stakes where we have the rest of the mutant resistance that's left on Earth kind of gathering their forces and getting ready to take on Orchis in the best way they can. We see the trial of Cyclops being a big part of this, him kind of not being willing to cater to Orchis because he actually has these bigger plans in store where they're going to try to take them down within these 5 issues. Not sure how Rise of the Powers of 10 is going to end up being worked in. I think that might be kind of be telling the future story of mutant kind, and this is more like the actual ending to the current Krakoan era. There are some really fun moments in this issue. It was just kind of a breeze to read, and I really liked how they set up all these stakes. There was like this reverse of the fastball special, where Colossus throws Wolverine at like opponent forces, where Colossus was actually throwing like Orchis agents at Wolverine. They're coming up with a name that was like the opposite of it. Krakoa as an island like became this Groot type entity and like started running across the ocean. Just some crazy stuff like that I really enjoyed. I didn't know what to expect going into this, but it really does seem, like I said, like just kind of a classic Marvel event, except not with that many tie-ins like a lot of these recent Marvel events have that you don't really need to be reading. Here's another page of the artwork. And yeah, I mean, it's well written for what it is. It's really not trying to do anything special. It's definitely not inventing or innovative, I guess is what I'm trying to say, compared to Jonathan Hickman's original House of X and Powers of 10 and everything he did after that while he was still writing for the X-Men. But I really enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys will too if you want to give this one a shot. I get the feeling that Rise of the Powers of 10, since that one's going to be written by Kieran Gillen and everything, is probably going to be a little bit more inventive, going to be showing us some new concepts, tying back to the original series and everything, but also hopefully ushering in the new age of mutants and everything in that series, and hopefully they will go hand in hand pretty nicely. But it does seem like this is really the event comic that we're going to be getting out of it. I really liked it. For a score out of 10, like I always give you guys for these single issue reviews, I think I'll give this one an 8 out of 10. Really solid first issue. Like I said, artwork was maybe a little bit lackluster, but it blew my expectations out of the park because I know a lot of people have really not been liking where the Krakoan era has been going lately, just been wanting it to end, and I think they're doing that really well in a good fashion that I'm liking because I love like big Marvel events that have a lot of characters involved and everything. That's definitely what we're getting here. So like I said, let me know what you're thinking of this first issue down in the comments. Let me know if you want me to review Rise of the Powers of 10 when that comes out next week. I'll probably do a review of that one too. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.